We bought our first home and our kids can't. And it's not because they're lazy and it's not because they're not trying. The math is just completely different now. When many of us parents bought our first place, it wasn't easy, but it felt doable with a plan. You could save, you could get in, and you could build. Fast forward to now, and I'm having the same conversation with parents over and over. Michelle, we want to help the kids get into the market now, not someday when we're gone. But we also don't want to put ourselves in a bad position. And honestly, it's the right way to think about it. I work with parents just like you who have equity and options, and they want a smart plan, not a panic decision. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's changed, why it feels so hard for the first-time buyers now, and the different ways that families are helping out without overextending themselves. I'm Michelle Bell, a realtor in Halton Hills since 2009 and the proud mother of 2 grown sons. All I want to do is help them so I can relate. So let's talk about the biggest reason that all the kids are struggling. It's not just the down payment, it's the relationship between income and prices. Right now, the average selling price in the GTA as of November was $1,040,000. Now let's compare that to household income. Using census-based income data from Toronto, the average household income before taxes in 2021 was $129,000. So when you do the math, $1 million house price is roughly about 8.1 times the average household income. So that's not an opinion, that's the math based on the numbers. So now let's rewind a bit. In 2006, the average Toronto sale price was $352,000, and the Toronto average household income before tax was about $87,820. So in 2006, you were looking at roughly 4 times the average income. Then in 2015, the average price was $622,000, and the average household income before tax was about $109,000. So by then, it was roughly about 5.7 times the average income. So you can literally see the gap widening over time. And that's why our kids can have a good job and still feel like they're running uphill. And here's the part that hits a lot of parents. Ontario first-time homebuyers are getting older. Terranet Ontario's market insights show that the average age of the first-time homebuyer has increased to 40 in 2024, up from 36 in 2014. So when people say they're just not ready, no. A lot of them are ready, they're just stuck in the saving phase a lot longer because the numbers are bigger. And that's why so many parents are stepping in now. Not because their kids are failing, but because the market has changed. So this is where I want to be clear. Helping your kids is not wrong. A lot of parents want to help now instead of leaving the money later when they're gone. And honestly, I get it. If you can help your kids get into a home, build stability, and stop bleeding rent forever, that can be a beautiful thing. The risk is when you help without stepping back and looking at the full picture. Because sometimes parents help and then 2 years later, they want to downsize or they want to retire or they need funds for their own life and realize they've tied up too much. So that's where the goal isn't should we help or not. The goal is how do we help in a way that protects us too. Let's walk through the main way that families do this. You might use one or a combo. Gifting part of the down payment. This is the most common. Parents gift funds towards the down payment so that the buyer can qualify and reduce the mortgage amount. The big thing here is it needs to be done properly, documented properly, and timed properly. Also, the question I always ask parents is, are you gifting all this and still keeping on track with your own plans? 2 is co-signing. So when you support the mortgage qualification process, this can help a lot, but it's not casual because if you co-sign, that debt can count against you when you go to borrow later. So we want to think it through. If you plan to refinance, move, buy a condo, or even a second property, or even just want flexibility, how does that co-signing affect that in the future? 3 is going in together as co-owners. So some families are choosing to buy together, meaning both parent and child are on the title. This can work really well when it's planned clear and everyone understands the exit strategy. And that's the key phase, the exit strategy. What happens if your child meets someone and wants to move? What happens if they want to sell in 3 years? What happens if you want your equity back? You can absolutely do this smartly, but it needs to be done clearly and all up front. So if this is something that you're thinking about, here's what I would love to do. Please reach out to me and I will help you map out the real estate side of things properly. I can run you a full equity report and realistic sale price on your home based on what buyers are paying for right now, not what you hope it's worth. 2, we can talk through what your next move looks like. Are you going to downsize, relocate, or stay put? And 3, once you have that clarity, You can take that plan to your lender or financial advisor and make your decisions confidently. Because helping your kids can be a great move, but helping them without a plan is where people get hurt. And if you want me to help you map it out, please go to the link in the description, send me a message, and we'll figure out your options and your timing. And if you're a parent watching this and thinking, yes, this is exactly what we're dealing with, you're not alone. This is becoming the new normal. Ontario first-time buyers are now entering the market at age 40. So if you want help with your kids, let's do it smartly and let's protect your future. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, we might want to help, here are the exact questions I would want you to answer first. Number one, what is your home worth today and what would it actually sell for in the current market? Number two, if you sell or downsize in the next few years, how does helping your kids affect what you can afford next? Three, what do you want? Do you want to retire soon, travel more, reduce your monthly costs? Four, if we help now, do we still have a buffer or are we stretching? And five, do we have a plan for the next chapter or the next transaction? Now here's the truth. This is not just a market conversation. This is a lifetiming conversation. The best time to make a decision like this is when it fits your life, your finances, and your future plans. Because if helping your kids means delaying your own next chapter, we need to talk about that. And if helping your kids now is the right move, we want to do that in a way that keeps your options open. That's why I don't love blanket advice online that says never help your kids or always help your kids. That's not real life. Real life is families have different incomes, different equity positions, different goals, and different timelines. So the real question is, what makes sense for you and your family? Number four is using equity from your home. This is where a lot of Gen X parents have options. If you've owned your home for a while, you might have equity that you can access. But the planning question is, if you pull the equity out, how does this affect your lifestyle, your retirement timeline, and your ability to move when you want to? Because I've seen a lot of parents help and then feel trapped in their own home after, and that's not the goal.